because that's going to go to the radiators. That's your hot water flow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would cause reverse circulation. Hi guys, I'm in Turkey right now whilst you guys are watching this. So this is a pre-recorded message. It's not coming live from Turkey, unfortunately. I'm on the ECA trip at the moment. So they've taken us out for a tour of the factory out there to see how the boilers are made. I'm recording this message before I go out, but I'm hoping that I'll get the chance to film some really good footage out there and try and do a little walkthrough video of the factory tour as one of my later videos that I'm going to be putting out. So hopefully that works out, and then you guys can see what the tour is like as well. I will be putting up stuff on my Instagram stories as well, what they allow me to film in the factory. So I'll keep an eye on that. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll be updated on that as well. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. And as always, please hit the subscribe button, like, and the little bell button. It all means a great deal to me. Also, when I get back, it's going to be Installer Show. If you're not aware of Installer Show, it's basically just a massive plumbing and heating exhibition. That's actually FX, but Installer Show is basically the same thing, but on steroids. So it's 3 days of, it's in the NEC, it's in Birmingham. Everyone gets together, you know, there's loads of exhibitors there, there's loads of stuff to see, loads of walk around. And on the Wednesday, there's going to be the plumber social event. So that's basically just going to be an all-out carnage party, basically. There's going to be drinks, there's music, there's live DJs, there's competition, there's prizes. So if you're in the area, even if you're not in the area, come down. I'm going to be on the stand with ECA for the full 3 days of Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So come down, say hello, and you know, if you're around on Wednesday, come along to the Plumber Social. We'll get a few drinks, a good chat, and hopefully catch you guys there. But in the meantime, enjoy this week's video. How are you doing, everyone? First job I've got this morning is I need to go and have a look at, I think it's a potential zone valve issue. It's a job that's been passed to me from another engineer, so I'm pretty much going in blind. I don't know what boiler it is, what system it is. I've been told it's possibly an issue with the zone valve, so let's go inside and have a look. Right, so we've got an S-plan system here. Luckily it's a system boiler, so it's pressurized. Customer's saying that when they turn the boiler on, the heating's just coming on by itself. Hot water, also she's saying, doesn't seem to be getting hot as much as it used to. First thing I've noticed here, let me just get the light on here. Now, don't know how much of a difference this is going to make, but that zone valve is facing the wrong way, firstly. So that's going that way when it should be going in. Unless they've put the zone valve on the return. No, it's not. So we've got flow coming up from there. Which way? Where's that around that? That should be the return. There's no arrow on the bypass. But I'm pretty sure that should be the other way around as well. That's coming this way. That's going that way. What is going on here? Because that should be the return. That should be our flow coming up. And then going off to here. Going off to there. Going to the bypass. And that should be our return. But things don't seem to be as they are, as they seem. Because that zone valve is pointing this way, which doesn't make sense. That can't be the flow, unless this is the flow. No, even that doesn't make sense. I'm going to turn the boiler on, run it, and just see which way the heat is coming in. Okay, I've just got the heating zone valve head off, and this spindle is knackered. So when I took off, it was just loose. But even when I do that, there's a lot of resistance on it. And it's sort of making a strong clicking sound. I don't know if you can hear it on there, but that's just going to be the motor inside there that needs replacing. So that's not a problem. But I have definitely found out that the bypass, if this is our flow,
which it most likely is, then the bypass is fitted the wrong way around, because that's the direction of the flow in the bypass, but the flow is coming up through this way, and both zone valves have been fit the wrong way around as well. Let me go and run the heating, and we'll see which way the heat is coming in to confirm which is the flow. Okay, so I've just got the heating on, and this is our primary flow, so that's getting hot now. So what I thought was the flow is not. So the zone valves have been fitted in the right direction. It's just obviously they've put the zone valve at the top, which I'm normally used to having the zone valve at the top, but being the flow going into it, going through the coil and then coming out the bottom, which would be the return. But the way they've piped this one, now I'm not sure why they were piped it this way. If anyone else can explain, drop a comment below, because I know it still works in theory, but I don't know if it's right or wrong, or if it can be done this way, if it's just another way of doing it. But yeah, so we've got heat coming up through there, circulating around there and going down to the return. So the bypass and zone valves, they're all been they have been actually fitted in the correct way. This is why it's always a good idea. Don't assume what you think is right and what you think is wrong. Run a few tests, because I could have, before running anything, I could have just start draining the system down, cracking these and turning them the wrong way around, and it would have actually been the wrong way around, whereas they are fitted the correct way around. So we know that's fine, which makes my life a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about any of this. I've just got to change the synchronized motor in this zone valve, and that should get us out of trouble, get us back up and running. Right now we've got heat going through there, and nothing going through there at the moment. So that means if the heating flow would be coming up through there. So that means if this, so it must be coming up through there, going down through there, up through there. I don't know how this system has been piped up, but yeah, cool. Let's just get this synchro motor done and we should be good to go. Okay, so I've swapped the synchro motor out of this. Let's pop that on. Right, hot water is off, that's fine. Heating is on. That's not cooling at the moment. So that's fine. That's off. Now, if I put that to manual, there we go. That's starting to open up. Wait for that click. I think it's already clicked actually. Yeah, that's all the way fully open. Obviously, I'm not going to get any heat through there because there's home valves here. Right, let me turn it back off. Watch that. Bingo. Right, now let me pop it back on there. Let's open that back up. Come on. Try and get to wedge open. The right way. Yes, it is. Yep, that's shut again. Right, let's pop that on. Yeah, that's open now. And now we should be able to get some heat flowing through there. So remember, that's our flow. So heat's going to come from here and then through here to the radiators. That's actually quite confusing how they've done it that way, because then that's technically the return. So wouldn't they wouldn't that cause reverse circulation? I'm thinking, if that's going into there when the hot water's running, that's going to the return. Surely that would cause reverse circulation, wouldn't it? Because that's going to go to the radiators. That's your hot water flow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would cause reverse circulation, unless I'm mistaken. It is the first job of the day, and I may just be waffling, but if I'm making sense, drop me a comment below. If I'm not making sense, drop me a comment below, and please correct me, because it doesn't seem right to me how that would work. Because, okay, we've got the flows coming from here, coming through here. When it's just hot water running, that would understandably go through there and then run down. But then if that's also joining the heating, because the heating is coming through this way, surely when the hot water is running, that's also then going to go to the radiators as well. Is that right? That's open now. Hot water is off. Right, that's getting hot. That's getting hot. So that should now start coming through there. Right, let's give it a minute to see what happens. Okay, I think I've got my head around this. Bear with me. I believe both zone valves are fitted on the return, so that's why this pipe here isn't getting hot as quick as this is. So that's, I can't really keep my hand on that pipe now. So I'm assuming that it's coming up from the flow and then it splits off to the radiators circuit. But with that zone valve shut, obviously it won't be able to go through the radiator circuit because that's going to be stopping the flow. But that's fitted on the return, so that's still fine. So this is basically just a common return going straight back to the boiler, but the flow is going to be going wherever it's going and then coming back to the zone valve. I think that's how it's been piped up, because it doesn't make sense any other way, because if that was the flow going to the radiators, then yeah, we'd be getting reverse circulation, but we're not. So I believe both zone valves have been fitted on the actual primary return back to the boiler. I think that's it. If I'm right or wrong, just correct me or confirm what I'm thinking is right and I'm not going crazy. Yeah, just a zone valve change where you just come across systems and yeah, it just boggles the mind, but you learn something new every day, I guess, which is what I love about this trade. Right, so next job I've got here, a leak from filling loop. So that is on the heating side, and luckily they've fitted it the right way around, so the non-return valve is on the cold mains and the other one is on the heating side. So take that filling loop off, dump the pressure out and swap this valve out and we should be good. Right, whole new filling loop replaced, and we're back up to pressure in there as well, 1.5 bar, or just under 1.5 bar. So yeah, job done, and yeah, that's it really.